Hey guys, Claire here, and in today's video we're going to talk about all things Harry and Meghan. The Duke and Duchess are currently in New York, where they were honored with the Project Healthy Minds Humanitarians of the Year award. The recognition celebrates their sustained commitment to building safer digital environments for children and families, alongside their broader contributions to global mental health support and their initiative, the Parents Network. The Parents Network has evolved from a support community for bereaved parents into an international organization spanning the United States, Canada, and the United Kingdom. At the gala, Harry and Meghan announced that the Parents Network will be joining forces with Parents Together, positioning the initiative for broader reach and a deeper impact as technology continues to rapidly evolve. Now, both Harry and Meghan gave speeches at the gala, and I'm not going to play the entirety. You can check out the full video. I'll try to leave a link in the description below, but here's a little snippet of what both Harry and Meghan had to say.
Lily are just 6 and 4 years old. Can you believe it? Luckily, still too young for social media, but we know that day is coming. And like so many parents, we think constantly about how to embrace technology's benefits while safeguarding against its dangers. And that hopeful intention of separation is rapidly becoming impossible. Now, 2 years ago, we first spoke publicly about the work we've been doing with parents around social media's devastating impact on their children. There was no better place to share this than on World Mental Health Day with Project Healthy Minds. Their dedication to expanding access to mental health support is exactly what we aim to do by building this community called the Parents Network. We launched this program a year prior, after we had been tracking the effects of online harms more broadly in 2020. We were doing the research, we were meeting with experts at Stanford who had been trying to be heard on the findings that they knew were troubling and that would only worsen. And our work continued for years, quietly, and then in 2023 we connected with the Social Media Victims Law Center. We met with a group of American families whose lives were forever changed by the online harms that ultimately created the tragic fates of their children. And in that first gathering, it was clear that for all of these families, meeting others who had endured a similar experience was comforting, but more than that, it was unifying. We felt the collective strength of this community coming together to heal and feeling compelled to act in a much more public way, which is what we began to do. Together we can and we will build a movement that all families and all children deserve. We know that when parents come together, when communities unite, waves are made. We've seen it happen, and we're watching it grow. And with your support, we'll continue building a safer digital world for all of our children. So on behalf of my husband and I, thank you so much for being here tonight. Thank you all of you for your support, and thank you for standing with us as we continue this vital work. Thank you. We appreciate it.
Thank you for being here tonight in support of Project Healthy Minds, our partners at Archwell Foundation, and the true leaders in mental health access. Tonight, we're all here together to focus on what remains one of the most pressing issues of our time. Let me share a number with you. 4,000. That's how many families the Social Media Victims Law Center is currently representing. Families whose children have been harmed or lost forever to social media. 4,000 cases at just one firm. And that number represents only those parents who have been able to link their child's circumstance to social media use. Parents who have learned legal action is possible, who have the capacity to pursue it while grieving, and parents who found their way to help in the fight back against some of the wealthiest, most powerful corporations in the world. And even after this, there may be no road to closure for grieving parents because these companies refuse to disclose their child's information and activity on their platforms. If these deaths and harms were unintended consequences 10 years ago, what are they now? This is a pivotal moment in our collective mission to protect children and support families in the digital age, and we cannot do it without you.
Congratulations to Harry and Meghan on their Humanitarian Award. And of course, the internet has been talking about Harry and Meghan's latest trip to New York.
The way Meghan is looking at Harry is the way I'm looking at her outfit. This Giorgio Armani suit is so chic, so elegant, effortlessly sexy, and I love it. I'm sorry, but her style is absolutely unmatched, and this look immediately has gone on my own personal vision, like style vision board. The tailoring is so impeccable, and I love the monochromatic black, the pop of a gold necklace, and her hair. Like, this is what I want, like, my hair to look like in a ponytail, and it never does. I just look like a hot mess, but she just pulls off this like effortless hairstyle so well, and her natural makeup. Oh, I need Daniel to come and do my makeup. Teach me how he makes her just look so natural and glowy and absolutely stunning. Like, for me, this is a 10 out of 10, and she will always forever be my #1 style icon.
Meghan and Harry have arrived at the Project Healthy Minds Gala, and this look, are you kidding me? The suit, the hair, the necklace, are you kidding me?
I just woke up from the best nap ever to the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, Harry and Meghan, out for a night in the town in New York City, looking so fire. My jaw was agape when I first saw this. Here are the other photos. Thank you to Just Jared for sharing these. The two were matching each other, donning black outfits. Meghan with his gorgeous chain gold necklace, and Harry, the Duke, looking just so, the coordination of the tie with the suit. These two, oh, they match my nails, their outfits. These two look expensive. And more importantly than that, beautiful and happy. I'm gonna zoom in on the Duchess's face. Let's just zoom in on Meghan's face. Most beautiful woman alive, I think, yes. Anyways, where these two were, you wonder? Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, by the way, Just Jared, I'm so grateful you are doing the Lord's work by giving us this content, but it is Prince Harry and Meghan Sussex. But anyways, love you. Hold hands as they arrive at the 2025 World Mental Health Day Gala in NYC. During the event, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex will be honored with the Humanitarians of the Year Award for their work with their Archwell Foundation. Photo credits, Getty. Beautiful, gorgeous, sickeningly stunning.
I agree. We then saw the Duke and Duchess make their second stop.
This one out. You just got me. How's everybody doing today? Well, we are so thrilled to be here to support, of course, what is happening in this space and on this very important day with Project Healthy Minds. So for this next panel, we're going to turn to one of the most urgent questions facing families today. What's happening to childhood? And how and what do we do to allow our children to just be children? 3 years ago, we had met with families whose worlds had been absolutely shattered. Parents who had lost children to social media-driven suicide, others who had lost so many of their children to struggles with depression, anxiety, self-harm, all inflicted by online harms. And you heard some of that in the first panel with Katie, who we met 3 years ago with her mom. And just so proud of you, Katie, if you can hear me backstage, and how far she's come. So in this sit down that we had a few years ago, what began as individual tragedies became the foundation for the Parents Network. Now, this was a community that grew from a small pilot in November of 2022 to a global support system serving families across 3 countries by August 2024. What we learned in these moments is that these parents, they didn't just need therapy. They needed other parents who understood their very specific grief. And when they came together, they weren't just sharing stories, they were creating a movement, and they did it quite well. Utilizing trauma-informed practices, parents created strong bonds and offered healing support through community. They turned their grief into advocacy. And when they let love fuel their fight for change, we saw tremendous impact. This community power is crucial to protect our children's mental health online. And we partnered with Girls Inc. for a program called Half the Story to reach young girls in underserved communities. We were addressing everything from body image to online safety. We saw the same thing happen. They weren't just learning about digital wellness. They were creating communities of absolute resilience. So the conversation that you're about to hear will help us better understand the scale of what we're facing, and more importantly, what we can do about it. Because while the research is sobering, the solutions, as we've seen firsthand in the past few years with these very brave and resilient parents, the solutions are within reach, especially when parents, advocates, and communities all come together. So I'm honored to introduce this conversation and this panel with Jonathan Haidt, Katie Couric, and parents from the Parents Network who have lived this reality and are fighting every day to protect other families.
Oh, how I love the work that the Sussexes consistently do. It's just about every stance that they undertake, whether it's mental health, whether it's making sure that young women across the world get the tools that they need to succeed, whether it's helping refugees to get resettled. What I do appreciate about the Sussexes is that they are consistent, and most importantly, they try to collaborate with other like-minded individuals and organizations, and the goal isn't just to talk about things year after year for good PR. The goal is to see substantive changes and improvements. And I feel like that's what it really should be about. Not just empty words, not just photo ops, genuine change. Genuine improvement. Now, while Harry and Meghan have been in New York, it was also announced that Meghan will be joining a group of powerful women, including former Vice President Kamala Harris, Selena Gomez, and so much more, at Fortune's annual Most Powerful Women Summit in DC next week, more specifically, next Tuesday, October 14th. And I am looking forward to that. Apparently, Harry's family are out and about doing things. Now, I don't know what they're doing. I, oddly enough, haven't seen any videos or photos on my timeline, and I am a-okay with that. But I did see some screenshots of headlines. And of course, it's pretty par for the course, right? If we know that Harry and Meghan are going to be out and about, we'll see the perpetually vacationing Waleses pop up to do some engagements. That's pretty much what they do. But if you guys look at the screenshots, look at the names, the order of the names, that specifically made me chuckle. In both of these headlines, Harry and Meghan's names are up front and center. Then you have the remaining royals. Sort of reminds me of during Queen Elizabeth's mourning period. Remember that CNN anchor pissed off a lot of royalists because he said Harry, Meghan, and the other royals. And they were absolutely incensed. This sort of reminds me of that.
I wanted to punch myself in the face when I saw this video because she's doing this like slow motion model pose thing that is just so contrived.
I walk like that when I want to really show off.
No one walks like.
They have since then deleted this video, and I do think the obsession with Meghan is wild. To have a panel of people that's just policing how a woman is walking is not critique, it's bullying. I also want to point out how there's a panel of two white people policing a black woman in disguise of commentary and saying that, again, the way that she's actually walking is purposeful because she wants to act like she's all that. Why can't she be all that? And what is the deep obsession with some of you trying to humble a woman you don't like and you despise? I do think conversations like these are so out of touch, and even given any sort of airtime just takes away from real conversation that deserve platforms and deserve real commentary around it.
I mean, if I was in Meghan Markle's position, I would be doing far worse. If the British media hated me the way they hate Meghan Markle, if they were putting me on every single front cover every time I do anything with my life, I step out the house and the British media's on me, I'd be doing far worse. I'm giving you headline. What? You guys love giving me this attention. I love it. Yes. She's even being polite with it. She's not leaving the house too much. She goes to one Balenciaga motive. And you guys are... No, it's actually... She steps out the house and Daily Mail has got her on the front cover. It's crazy. It's a bit mad.
If I was Meghan of the Sussex, the British media would be sick of me. Sick of me. The way they be coming at her when she be over here dressed, wrapped up, looking like a damn nun. Looking like damn Ave Maria herself. And they still got something to say? Next time they see me, I'd be in a poster girl dress. Next time they see me, I'd be at the strip club. They'd be sick of me. Everybody's in cardiac arrest. Everybody's having heart palpitations because, oh my God, have y'all seen Meghan? Oh my God. I'd have everybody
Sick.
And as a Leo, I know she be wanting to, I know she be feeling it in there to really give it to them. But then she gotta be like, oh, I gotta think about my kids. I get that. But girl, you don't even gotta do much. Show a little skin. Wear a little crop top. Make them sick. Make them tired. But that's just me. But Megan, give them a little crop top. Give them a little...
Grand Rising, my little shows up this fine show. I've just caught wind of this whole Meghan Markle thing where she put her feet up on the seat when she was going through the tunnel. So is no one ever supposed to go through that tunnel again? No one ever supposed to leave a hotel again? Is no one ever supposed to get in the back of a car again? It was in 1997. I'm quite sure that people have gone through that many times, doing worse. It's only because she's Meghan. It's the only reason. So she put her feet up on the seat. People do it all the time. They do it on the buses. They do it everywhere. They do it all the time. It's regular. What I've noticed, though, is that the people that are complaining about it don't have the same sort of people that used to go on about Diana, do they? Care so much about her now, though. Now she's dearly departed. She was slagging her off, God knows which way to Sunday, when she was still here. It's the same type of people. And look at you, using Diana as a crutch to try and rip down this other girl. I bet it irks you that she won't fold, eh? I bet it irks you that she keeps her head held high, that she keeps her back straight. Go on, Meghan. You keep doing what you're doing, girl. They know nothing. Good day.
Every time Meghan Sussex breathes in public, a certain corner of the internet loses its mind. So her Paris appearance wasn't any different. She attended the Balenciaga show under a new creative director, and she has personal ties to this house under Pier Paolo. So they are friends, very good friends, in fact. He's created outfits for her. There was that incredible red dress that she wore on her tour to Morocco, arrival at the airport when she was pregnant with Archie. There was that incredible white suit that she wore at the Dusseldorf game. So again, personal ties to the creative director. And within 24 hours of her arrival in Paris, the headlines are spiraling. They said things like, she's snubbing the UK. She filmed in that tunnel. Here's the thing. In terms of snubbing the UK, you told her to go away. You told her she wasn't welcome. So she went back to her country. In terms of filming in that tunnel, she filmed in a tunnel that was 1.5 kilometers away from that tunnel. And yet a lie that was perpetuated by a deranger took hold by the tabloids, and it was spread everywhere. So it just goes to show that you cannot believe anything that you read in a certain press. Now, Meghan, number one, attended a completely new era of Balenciaga under the designer she's supported for years, including when he was at Valentino. That's consistency, not opportunism. Second, she didn't film herself in that tunnel. She recorded a routine car ride through Paris as you would. The same route that millions of other visitors take daily. The attempt to turn geography into a scandal is almost comical. And third, the outrage says more about the critics than it does about Meghan. What really bothers the critics, and I'm going to tell them, what bothers them is that she's living well, she's living elegantly, she looked flawless, and she's living entirely on her own terms. Now, we had a recent banquet. You cannot even compare how Meghan looked to the way the leftover royals looked. The leftover royals looked washed out and decrepit, and you'd even imagine that you have all the money in the world, you've got the best access to the best healthcare, access to the best food, to the best of everything, and yet you look like that. Meanwhile, Meghan, whom you ran out of town, she is living well. She looks amazing. She is loved. She is free from toxicity. So that is what's upsetting the people who claim to be royalists, the fact that she's doing well. So Meghan and Pier Paolo, they share a truth, however, and that is, despite being dragged through controversy, despite being misunderstood by institutions, they emerge with clarity, with purpose, and not with chaos. The leftover family, they are operating under chaos. They don't know their left from their right. They brief, they smear, and yet everything they've planned for others is rebounding 1,000-fold on them. So her front row seat at the Balenciaga show wasn't an insult to anybody. It was actually a message to everyone that reinvention isn't rebellion, it is power. And guess what, though? I am so inspired by her reinvention, and I honestly think that everyone should take a leaf out of her book, because if you're run out of one particular institution, there is nothing stopping you from reinventing yourself and going after something else. And you keep going until you get what you want. And that is what I love about Meghan. She is persistent, she is resilient, and she is grace under pressure.
I just realized something, that Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex's superpower is her kindness. You know, the thing they try and go after her with? Bullying. She goes through stab. She's not nice. All these things concerning her character. But you can't find anything, any actual evidence to back that up, because she's kind. What did one article say? You know how the person said that she was yelling at her without actually yelling at her? Like her coldness because she did something wrong. You have no actual evidence of her being unkind, so you have to make up stuff or make things seem like she's unkind, because it's her kindness that keeps her going. There's no way you can be in this industry and people who have dealt with you for years, and you're an unkind person and you're mean and a bully. That's getting out. People are going to talk about it, anonymously or not. But the only anonymous sources coming out about Meghan being mean are the people in the palace who nicknamed her Meghan and all these awful names. Seems like the people in the palace were the bullies, not Meghan. But her kindness is her superpower. The truth always comes out. And the truth is that people like Meghan, and she's kind.
Whatever Balenciaga paid her to show up to their runway show, it was not enough. There are rumors that it was $1 million or at least 7 figures, and I'm still saying it was not enough. This look and this face and this hair and this styling has been talked about since this weekend. I made 2 videos and they've already crossed 250,000 views. And that's just me talking about her. If the rumors that she will become connected to the brand are true, then they're geniuses. But even if not, they have gotten their money's worth based on the conversation, the views, the comments, the commentary. Like Taylor Swift said this week, any talking about it is good for the brand and is money in their pockets. All those people who are screaming about the royals, they don't know what fashion and true quiet luxury even is. That is what the royal family gave up. All those views, all those likes, all this conversation.
This week I've seen so many different people just clapping back at the usual suspects. We're sick and tired of the hate.
What do you mean you're mad about Meghan Markle's walk? If all those cameras are on me, I'm getting pictures taken, I'm gonna walk like the model I am. I got my face done. I got the best outfit. I got cameras everywhere, videos everywhere. And you tell me I'm gonna slouch? No, I'm gonna strut. You would have loved to live out your model dreams. Unfortunately, you can't have that. She's living her best life.
Y'all get mad at her, but if you Google her, her name is Meghan, Duchess of Sussex. It's Googleable. Meghan, Duchess of Sussex. It's a tongue twister, actually, but she's no longer Meghan Markle. Meghan, Duchess of Sussex. And I'm here for it.
When I saw Meg's nails during Paris Fashion Week, I knew it was going to be my next manicure. And as you can tell, I'm obsessed. She never steers me wrong. And I'm honestly kind of surprised I haven't seen anyone mention her new manicure because it is slightly different from her day-to-day, but ever so chic.
This is the exact foundation Meghan Markle wears, and it's an Asian-founded brand. Meghan was photographed at Paris Fashion Week recently, and her skin was glowing. Her longtime makeup artist and friend Daniel Martin revealed that he used the Tatcha Longevity Serum plus the Orsay Cosmetics Serum Foundation. Orsay was founded in 2019 by Yu Chen Shi, who lived in Singapore and started the brand after struggling to find foundation shades for Southeast Asians. As a Filipina who's also struggled to find foundation, I love that they create not only shades for Asians, but also formulate with Asian skin concerns like excess oil production in mind. They also feature Asian models and creators, and it is so rare to see this kind of representation in beauty. I use shade 40, and it's one of the best shade matches I have ever found. It's lightweight, has a skin-like finish, but I do think that the brand could evolve to be more inclusive of deeper skin tones. I'm glad to see an Asian-owned brand on one of the most visible women in the world, so shout out to Daniel Martin.
You cop one little feel, consensually, I might add, and it's world news. Jesus fix it.
And as we're about to wind down today's video, there was recently a commentary that I heard that I feel is quite spot on. So give it a listen and let me know what you think.
When someone can't compete with your character, they'll try to destroy your reputation. This happens in professional settings, personal settings, and even romantic relationships. That's because they know they can't compete with the presence of you, but they can compete with the perception of you. If they can get people to think that maybe don't know you as well as them or haven't met you yet, if they can get them to think that you're not a good person, that's good enough for them. They can't do it with people that already like you. They can't do it with people that know you well. These are going to be that next layer of people that maybe had an interaction with you or didn't. And it's especially going to be the people that they know don't like you. So if you're a part of a current slander, libel, or whatever type of campaign, someone's running their mouth about you, here's how you're going to handle it. I know your first thought is that you're going to want to jump to defending yourself, but let me give you a little peace of mind. The people that are within this person's close proximity is no one of value. They're probably on your bad side because you told some truth, you set some boundary, and they weren't able to handle it. So people like that usually are around other people that are also like that, which are the people that they're telling and slandering you to, which may again make you feel like you need to defend yourself to people that you don't even know because they haven't met you. But if there's anything that I've learned over my lifetime is that if somebody's going to believe a lie about me and they haven't even met me yet, you're not somebody I necessarily want to get to know. You're not somebody I want to do business with, and you're not somebody I want in my close proximity. So instead of reacting and going after them and trying to defend your character, know that your character stands for itself. And if you didn't have good character and you weren't powerful, these people would not be trying to run this campaign on you. And what this person is doing says a lot more about them than it will ever say about you. I promise.
So well said. And with that, we've come to the conclusion of today's video. Wherever you guys are, I hope you're having a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Oh, and before I forget, hopefully you guys can't tell too much, but there's a part of the video where my audio is a little bit off. I've been having a bit of problems with my mic, so I do apologize for that, and I will fix it in the next video.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Also, hit that notification bell.